Namaskar. When is this much talked about event of no confidence motion against Imran Khan going to be brought in the National Assembly of Pakistan? All indications are that Imran is trying every trick in the book to try and stall it, to not have the no confidence motion at all. After all, if you don't have a no confidence motion, where's the question of losing it, right? Well, is that what's happening? Let's take a quick look at what is playing out in Pakistan. So, is Imran Khan trying to stall the no confidence motion? In rule, in theory, it is supposed to take place in a week's time of the submission by the opposition. And I think we are 3 or 4 days into that. And now we have to wait and see what is going to happen. So, what is it that happened today that made me to claim that probably Imran Khan is trying to stall? So, first off, you know that there are two candidates to succeed 𝗣𝗂𝘀𝘀𝘀𝘀 Bajwa. And we have talked about this in one of our earlier episodes. And I'll bring up those two names in a short while. So, looking at the current assembly strength, the Imran Khan coalition has 176 supported by 3 people from outside, so 179, and the opposition has 162. If you remember in a previous hangout, I had told how the 20 people from Jahangir Tareen could stay away will essentially bring the size of the assembly to 322, of which if all the opposition members of National Assembly vote together, like the way the composition suggests, then Imran will be in a minority and he will be forced to resign. And after that, what happens is the speaker will probably nominate an interim prime minister before elections are called, or somebody else from the opposition might be the one selected to take over from Imran Khan. So a couple of possibilities there. Now, what happened now? Interestingly, there was a raid on the Parliament Lodge, and 19 members of the JUIF were arrested from the Parliament Lodge. This included 2 members of the National Assembly. Their names are Salahuddin Ayubi and Maulana Jamaluddin. Well, this has set off a furore in the Pakistan public's mind that now these underhanded deals are being taken by Imran's crew to try and prevent people from even attending the no confidence motion whenever that takes place. So be that as it may, on the one side, you have this. And tomorrow is supposed to be a complete bandh in Pakistan because the opposition is incensed at the arrest of these 2 National Assembly members. So what's going to happen tomorrow is anyone's guess. But in the meantime, there is another interesting story developing. The DG of ISPR, he claimed that the Pakistan Air Force shot down India's Supersonic projectile about 124 kilometers inside of Pakistan. And this is an interesting story because one side says that it was shot down. Another narrative says that the missile just landed, crashed in some place inside Pakistan, 124 kilometers inside. Now, there is a YouTube link that I've put in the show more section that you can take a look at, where they are tracing the path of this supposed missile. It's supposed to be a supersonic missile. They even call it BrahMos in some places. They say that it started from somewhere near Jammu region, went south for a little bit, and then turned west and flew straight into Pakistan, 124 kilometers, and then it just crashed. And Indian government has said nothing about it. I looked at various other publications around the world. If anybody else has picked it up, all I'm seeing is people quoting the Pakistani statement, that is this one, that Pakistan had a missile from India that crashed. Of course, you can say, why is the Indian government not saying anything? Look at it from the Indian government point of view. Why should they say anything? Supposing it is even true, they're not going to accept it, so they won't say anything. And supposing it is false, then what happens? Why should they even say that it's false, that you guys are cooking it up? Let them stew in it, because from all the indications, there is a Twitter thread that I'm going to put also in the show more section. You can see that somebody is exclaiming that how is it that this missile came 124 kilometers inside Pakistan? And by the way, Pakistan is a pretty narrow sliver of land. There's not much width in it. So it's a scary moment, a scary thought for them if this is indeed true. But as it turns out, it is only the Pakistani army that is claiming it. Here is the picture of the crashed missile that they are showing. I mean, it looks like something like a missile, but I can't tell if this was indeed a missile or not. And then if it was indeed a BrahMos missile, why would India waste it on Pakistan? I have no clue. So this is at this point just a claim on part of Pakistan. So is this a diversionary tactic? Are there two sides inside the Pakistani army duking it out for the top spot? Who are these two candidates? Let's take a quick look at that. The two candidates are Nadeem Anjum, who is supposed to be Bajwa's handpicked guy, and Faiz Hamid, who before not long ago was the ISI head. The current ISI head is Nadeem Anjum. So one or the other will have to succeed Bajwa, I think. But I think Bajwa wants to still be the kingmaker, and Imran Khan is trying a different tack, and he's trying to see how he can create some other way to get his guy, which happens to be Faiz Hamid, that's what I'm told, as the chief of armed services. And if that happens, maybe there's a quid pro quo that that person will allow Imran Khan to continue, and they may magically discover the strength of more MPs and or I should say members of the National Assembly, and Imran Khan will sail through the no confidence motion. But it is very unusual. The establishment, which is the army, usually likes to have a very tight grip on things. It's a question of time when Bajwa is going to say, enough of this, I'm going to start acting. And I hope it doesn't end up happening the way I think it will play out. Let's pray and hope that it won't, and that this will be sorted out smoothly. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to click on the bell button. Namaskar.